Hey, what is up you guys? Aiko here with another episode of the Importance of Quick Tips series for console players. You guys saw the title, you know what we're doing today. I make videos like this every Monday or Thursday, so if you're new here, consider subscribing or checking out past episodes for more awesome console tips. So the specific topics for today's video are things to know about Zenyatta, how to build ult quickly, Zenyatta's callouts, his overall role, plus a small mystery tip. Some of these are common knowledge for some people. Some of these are great tips in general. Let's go. So firstly, some things to know about my man Zenyatta. His Harmony and Discord orb both last 3 seconds if you have line of sight with the teammate or the enemy. So you can throw a Harmony orb on your teammate and it'll stay on them forever until they break line of sight. After they break line of sight, it'll last 3 seconds and return back to you. Same goes with the Discord orb. Put it on an enemy. If they lose line of sight, it's going to disappear in 3 seconds. Another thing is you can change the orb sensitivity. I've talked about this in a past video before, and what that basically does is, you know, when you're aiming with Zenyatta and you go to put an orb on somebody, there's kind of this automatic crosshair that the game picks who it thinks you're aiming at. And for that automatic crosshair, you can actually turn the sensitivity down. So when you turn the sensitivity down, it'll actually make you have to fine-tune your aim on the hero or enemy a little bit better. This is good because sometimes when you're trying to Harmony orb one of your teammates, you'll accidentally hit the person next to them because the game thinks you're aiming at them instead, when actually you want to heal the soldier who's weak as shit, but you hit the Lucio on accident. So turning down that sensitivity can be beneficial. Another thing is your ult does not make your team invincible like it does for you yourself as Zenyatta. Pretty obvious tip, but a lot of people don't really consider that. So if the enemy diva bombs you guys and you Zenyatta ult, it's not going to save your team. Same goes for Junkrat's Riptire and Tracer's Pulse Bomb. So when there's burst damage involved like that, huge burst damage, you cannot save your team. But his ult is good against something like Visor, which doesn't have, you know, mega burst damage, same as Dragon Blade. Sometimes you can save your team with Tranquility. This is a pretty common tip here, but I do want you guys to be charging your alternate fire behind cover. This is something you'll see a lot of pros do, a lot of pretty good Zen players do. Because charging your alternate fire does take an extra second or two, it makes you super vulnerable to getting killed. So it's nice to duck behind cover, charge it up, and peek out as soon as you release your alt fire. This can also be complemented with a melee, so if you're missing your shots with your primary or your ult fire, hit a melee in there. It's kind of more consistent when you throw a melee in there because it's kind of hard to lead shots, but when it comes to a melee, you know, it's a direct impact. It gives you almost guaranteed a little bit of damage there, because typically you're not going to miss your melee. So when it comes to building ult as Zenyatta, the best way to build it quickly is obviously by healing people. Of course, shooting enemies helps a lot too, but Zenyatta gets 33 ult charge for every 25 points of healing he does. So let your orb heal. We can compare this for Soldier. He's got a 1-to-1 ratio, so when he puts his little heal down and he's healing himself, he gets 1 ult charge for every 1 HP he gets himself healed, as well as teammates. And we can also compare this to somebody like Lucio. Lucio gets 19 ult charge for every 15 heals he does. So healing is definitely a good way to build ult on Zenyatta, obviously. Another thing I wanted to talk about are the callouts for Zenyatta. Again, this is something I've mentioned briefly in other videos, but things I do like to tell my team when I'm on Zenyatta, or when I've died, of course. I will tell them, I just died, I'm not there to heal you. That's an indicator for the team to maybe play a little bit passively because one of their healers are down. Another thing I call out, of course, is when my ultimate's ready. Sometimes I'll tell my team that I'm going to save my ultimate for the enemy Graviton Dragon Blade combo that's going to happen. Another thing I tell my team is when I discord an enemy. I will tell them who I discorded. That kind of gives them an idea of who the priority target is, or I'll oftentimes just throw discord on whoever my team's ganging up on. That makes them drop instantly. Let's talk about Zenyatta's overall role. Now, he does a little bit of healing and a lot of damage, I would say. A lot of people kind of misconstrue that and say he does a lot of healing and a little bit of damage, but I don't think that's the case, really. Of course, he does make up for his heals with his ultimate, so that's nice, but he does have, with Discord and his alternate fire and primary fire, I think he does a lot of damage. With that being said, if you're Zenyatta, you have to know for your role, you're going to be focusing on the super mobile heroes to heal. It's going to be super hard for your Ana to be healing the Tracer, the Genji, whoever's running around the map, especially on Xbox. It's pretty hard to be Ana shooting at those tiny mobile heroes trying to heal them. So as Zenyatta, you're going to be focusing on healing the dive players. The monkey probably, the tracer, the Genji, whoever else is diving. It's a lot easier for you to give them an orb than it is for other healers to follow them around and try to heal them. I did want to share a little secret tip there is for Zenyatta here, and that's his little drain ammo trick. So when you charge up his alt fire, he actually shoots 5 orbs out. And even if it's the last orb in your clip, you can actually still charge up your alt fire with 1 ammo left and shoot out 5 orbs. This is kind of a little neat trick. Lastly, when it comes to landing your projectile shots, it's something you just have to get used to. I've been asked what it takes to lead your shots, and it's just something you have to get used to. Like I said, just practice, get used to his aim so you can lead shots, and aim for the head. Headshots and Discord are a killer combination. Now, I do want to say I'm not a pro Zenyatta, but I am a Zenyatta main, and I have played him enough to the point where I think I can give a few tips about my man Zenyatta. So, thank you guys for watching another episode of the Quick Tips series for console players. There will be a playlist somewhere on the screen with other episodes you guys can watch if you want to check them out. I will see you guys with another video next week. It's been Aiko with the Quick Tips episode. Goodbye.